Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft, here with your host, Blackjack. Joining me is my co-host, Baba Gusta and Arben Eisen, as we are here for the first of two games in the second day of Division 2 of the fourth season. Plenty of numbers, I know, can be hard to keep track of them at all times, but regardless, it is a very interesting first match that we'll be having right now on your screens. East Samurai Super versus Red Vipers. That is right, the team that houses the player who set the record for the highest number of kills yesterday, Seth, will be playing against ESM Super. A very interesting roster indeed. And let's join the players right now, in fact, on the map of Oregon, ye old favorite, as Red Vipers will start things off by banning Hibana. No surprises right there. When it comes to Oregon, Hibana bans have sort of been a little bit more common than usual recently. And, I kind of get it. She's a very versatile hard breacher who can even, take care of some utilities from down below if the floor is soft, of course. And with all of that being said, the Hibana Thatcher ban, very common, as is the Mira ban from the side of ESM Super. Nothing too surprising right there, all things considered. As when it comes to Oregon and both of these teams, they like to play it safe. We've seen this before, of course. ESM Super, excuse me for these pauses right here. ESM Super is a roster that we'll be keeping our eyes on today, particularly because, sure, yesterday the match that they had wasn't exactly, the best showing of their skills and their potential against Jiravuya, but today against Red Vipers, they will certainly be up for a good challenge, and so will Red Vipers. Speaking of which, let's have a look at both of the rosters that are here today from the side of both these teams. From the side of ESM, we've got Lockdown, Hypertushi, Supermando, Kuskid, and Dark Lord. And from the side of Red Vipers, we've got Anaconda, Seth, Bearfur, Ali G, and Electric. As the first round will commence on second floor kids' dorms and dorms main hall. And I believe I've kept the man for the mic long enough, but before I pass it on to Babagusa, that is, Seth, still a little bit of congratulations goes out once again. That performance yesterday, regardless of Red Vipers' overall performance in the match that they had against Clickbait, Seth's performance was phenomenal, especially the 4K to end it off and actually get to the 25 kill mark was a feat in and of itself that I am sure, we'll be looking forward to more from him as a player and from Red Vipers as a team. I am very much certain that they went over the VOD yesterday and they will be looking to sort of amplify the way they were playing yesterday without any of those inconsistencies and mistakes. So now, I pass it on to Baba with the question, what do you think we're going to see from Red Vipers as a whole today?
Well, as we did get to see it in the previous match where they went up against Team Clickbait on my clubhouse, 8-7. It went to maximum overtime. Actually, did not went for maximum overtime. It just went in on round 14. Red Vipers' main difficulties would be their attacking phase. Losing a lot of attack rounds gave Clickbait the opportunity to put this match on overtime. Will we see the same thing? Will it be different? We're about to find out with ESM, especially Mando. He's entered in towards the armory. And from the armory, he will make his way in towards the trophy with the help of Droneworks. From the attackers on the time of Team Super, it should be from Hypertushi, the man with the ace. We did get to see some 3Ks, 4Ks coming in from him as well when they did go up against Team Jeter Vyuha. Talking about it, one of the Ash's hard breaches will be used to try to take out that deployable shield, but unfortunately it was misaligned, and now they need to use their drones to figure out where exactly that deployable shield was. The second Ash breach charges will come in, which will succeed opening up the hard breach, and now the Ash will make herself into towards army, joining with Kuskid and the Ace. You'll be able to make a line of sight in towards the second 4 kids. Now, the only problem that they do have to deal with on the side of defense would be everyone, because you still have Bear for holding in towards the second 4 kids. It should be better if there might be one of the players who is still holding up an angle, but here comes the first frag in towards the connector.
Oh dear.
It's going to be Dark Lord eliminating Seth immediately. An early kill and also an early advantage coming in from Team ESM Super. Mando does the same, eliminating Bear for as well into a second floor kids. Not looking too well here for Team Red Vipers though, but we did get to see them make those 2v4 situations. Will it happen? Or will we see Team ESM Super making their plays? The push from Mando. Oh boy, he's going to take one more. Eliminating Ali G. And now with 1 minute mark, it's 5v2. Make that 5v1 as the Goyo goes to... as Goyo starts to tumble down. And with it, Anaconda, the last man alive. A total of 3 smoke gas canisters, I believe. The SMG-12 in hand. He needs to make a play here, in which Cascade will immediately eliminate it. ESM Super with a flawless round in first round in map Oregon. If we take a look at it in the instant replay, round 2 will proceed. ESM with a very good start, winning second floor DOMs, whereas Team Red Vipers have been shook, as I might call it, because in the way how they were holding in, especially on the defensive side, we didn't see any of the particular players trying to, go for roam. It was much more of like a turtle hold coming in from Team Red Vipers. The same what ESM Super did is try to take out the deployable shield right from below with the help of the Ashes, the Ashes breach charges just by going in towards the garage, using the Ashes art breach, in which he did use 2 to take out that deployable shield and then go for that relentless push with the help of the hard breaches, opening up second floor kids and also in towards the attic. Now with it, ESM Super, a flawless round in the first round, which would put the Team Red Vipers in a not a good start, but they'll be able to recover it if they have something else in mind here. Maybe some aggressive peaks, maybe one holding in towards on trophy, also a deployable shield, because you do have Anaconda, the only man who has the deployable shield, and it's already placed in a different position here. Not quite sure where it is though. Maybe he might be able to place it in towards the attic, where most of the heavy resistance did come in from ESM Super. Although a use of there won't be any use of any breach denial. We don't be seeing Mute, we are not seeing Kaid, and also we are not seeing the Bandit. Kaid, since he's been banned from Red Vipers, not bringing in the Bandit or the Mute, which will be much easier for ESM Super to open up those walls. And talking about it, action phase will proceed. ESM Super 1-0, the site will be the same pitch.
That is a very ill-advised peek right there from Ali G. Wanted to try and see if he could take out Mando early. Excuse me there. Unfortunately, he will not be able to. The Ashes, not only alive, but very much aware of where the Wamai is right now. Drones coming in. Ali G's position given away. There could be a push from the main armory stairs. I don't think there will be just yet. Ali keeps peeking that. I'm not sure if that's advisable for the Wamai in this situation. As he has to worry about multiple angles. He could even be shot from below, some pot shots taken that could, hit his toes or his hands and do just a little bit more damage. Sending out another magnet from his pocket, just making sure that he can deny any utility coming his way, any explosive utility specifically, but oh, wow. Barely managed to get away from the sides of the Ash, and again, he's somehow dipping out, dodging, but unfortunately, he will not be anymore. Mando will take the kill. Unfortunate for Red Vipers to lose the Wamai in that way, especially because he could have done a lot. He was wasting some time from Mando just by being, wily and a slippery customer. But unfortunately, that little bit has come to an end, and without too much time having been taken away from the side of ESM. Their attack so far has not exactly been hit, I would say, and that is what they... Ooh, hello. That is what they are going to be, hoping will happen in this round as well. For the time being, Shotgun watching the main breach. Another Selma goes out from Hypertushi. He's just making that breach a little bit more accessible. He should hear the smoke getting hit, but there's the Banshee that's slowing him down. He will finally get it on the bed. He's going to smoke off the trophy entrance door. Interesting decision making right there. Just going to open a line of sight into attic. Still kind of pushing. The shotgun should work. Yes, it will. Patience from Anaconda will work off as Hypertushi is the first to drop. Big drop indeed. As your ace has been taken care of. 30 seconds remain. Lockdown comes in on the balcony of the master bedroom. He's going to try and do what he does as well. And Anaconda taking out 2 of his smoke grenades, using them up, but Electric will go down, and the reflect comes in onto the Maverick from inside of Kid Storms. That's Seth right there to make the play. He gets a double as well. Beautiful shot onto Supermando. That's going to leave Lockdown and Dark Lord. Only the last remaining Bearfrey gets one, and Seth gets the other. It's a 3K for the man of the hour, as we will see in the instant replay. Beautiful second round right there from Red Vipers. ESM certainly looking a little bit overcautious, if you will, a little bit too hesitant to get in and get the ball rolling, unlike the first round, especially after Hyper Tissue went down, had the hands of Anaconda. Good patience right there from the smoke, all things considered, as I'm pretty sure had it been anybody else, they would have already pushed up, tried to get a little bit cheeky with the shotgun, and gotten taken out. But not that man. He stayed there. Unfortunately for Hyper Tissue, he stayed there for long enough. Round 3 will be underway. Basement Laundry and Supply Room will be the site of choice as Seth takes the 6th pick out of the Caveira into the Legion, bringing in those goo mines as intel and just a little bit of push denial, even if only for a few seconds. It's going to be crucial when you're playing up against this roster that ESM Super boasts.
Well, in the previous round, I do have to appreciate Ali G. Although he didn't get any kills, he did somehow waste a lot of time for ESM Super just by holding in towards the armory. Because most of the time you did see the Ash always going for that inverted rappel, trying to take out Ali G, in which he did take quite a lot of time, but also she even did take a lot of time to try to take out that deployable shield right from the White Stairs hallway. Even though they did succeed removing that deployable shield, the only problem was Hypertushi was a bit worried that there might be one more player who's currently holding in towards trophy. Once Ali G was defeated, you did see the Ace opening up one wall and opening up yet another wall with the help of smoke grenades, just to make sure that there won't be any denial. Try to take out those Ace summer breaches so that there would be yet another angle in towards the attic. Although the way how Ali G played it out in towards the armory did give a lot of time for Red Vipers to configure what exactly happened and then immediately took control of it. And with that, Red Vipers will win their first round of defense as well. Round 3, Basement Laundry will be the side for Team ESM Super to worry about. Do see some very aggressive double shield being placed from the smoke himself. He even has the ADS to try to deny one. They need to be careful on the big tower push. The Ace Summer Breach charges will succeed, opening up the hatches in towards the electric. We do see we do have Seth and Electric in towards boilers, as we hear one of the concussive nades trying to disorient two of the players though succeedingly, which would give a information for Dark Lord saying that there is Seth in towards boiler. He needs to remove him or else it will be difficult. Talking about difficult, unfortunately that's going to be much of a toll here. Electric is going to make it so, taking out Dark Lord and Anaconda. Ooh, that's a very interesting positioning here, but also a risky one. He doesn't have any cover, and also he doesn't have any information whether they might go for a push in towards basement bunker, in which Mando is still holding an angle though. He doesn't have that proper information just yet. One bit aggression from Anaconda is all it takes to get those kills, and looks like a lot of time is being prepped here. The drop will come in from Lockdown, which will eventually fail, and so does Electric from the other side too. Seth will also get one more, and there you have it, a quick cleanup from Team Red Vipers, winning round 3 Basement Laundry. A very quick, clean, precise kill, and also less amount of information game coming in from ESM2. And with it, they'll be able to get in the lead 2-1 in round 3 as we proceed to round 4. The site will either be on first floor meeting slash kitchen or on dining slash kitchen, in which it will be kitchen for Team Red Vipers to defend. And with it, we will be able to see some different operators picks here from Electric, picking the Capcan and Anaconda this time with the Valkyrie. The information game will come in from the defenders. We do see that 6 pick coming in from Cascade, as he's going to shift from the Iana to the Maverick. I mean, it is pretty necessary to have a double hard breacher, especially on a map like Oregon, because there will always be that one particular player who will always hold that vertical lines of sight, which is in towards the attic and also on second floor Kid Storms. Now, Anaconda since he was the one who's playing most smoke for the past 2 to 3 rounds, we won't be able to see him play that specific operator, so he decides to go for the intel game to get way much of information from the attackers and then slowly try to use that information into their advantage to try to eliminate them. Talking about ESM Super though, they did made a very good flawless round in the first round itself. Unfortunately, they could not adapt to what the team Red Vipers were doing in the second round, and in round 3 they could not however understood RV's motive, whether if they were going aggressive or whether they were going defensive at all, because the way how Red Vipers played was they were always one step ahead of from the attackers itself. This time, since the site will be on first floor kitchen slash dining, it will be difficult for the defenders itself, because according to the map of Oregon, the only 100% win rate for defense rate would be on second floor kids and basement laundry if played right. But first floor meeting is the site where sometimes the attackers might have the higher opportunity.
Well, something that ESM Super has been doing so far is that their pushes in the last few rounds, in these first 3 rounds, in fact, have been exceedingly standard, shall we say. And I say exceedingly standard primarily because Red Viper sort of plays off of the fact that attackers will mostly go for standard attack plans initially and then switch things up when things get a little dicey. That's what ESM have been doing. Unfortunately for them, Red Vipers is way of playing has so far worked out as Dark Lord's hunting for the Valkyrie, unfortunately, and Akonda will walk away with only the same amount of damage done to him as he did to Dark Lord. Nothing more, nothing less. It's an equivalent exchange in that situation. But point of the matter being, even with the summer breaches going out, ESM right now is doing a fairly standard late style push, even though Hypertushi getting that first kill is just going to expedite the process. In the last couple of rounds, it didn't exactly happen. Either Hypertushi went down first or somebody else did, and as soon as the first kill was taken by RV, they were the ones to make the round their own. Unfortunately for Red Vipers, this time has not been that case, as Bearfer roaming around on second floor, right there. He heard the big window being broken of dorms, and he may or may not be able to find somebody who pushes in through there. Who will that be? Well, actually, that's Lockdown taking down Anaconda, finding the Valkyrie, and another loose end taken care of. Now on top of White Stairs, Lockdown's going to get his second. That's a very bad peek right there from Bearfer. Did not need to do that, even if White Stairs was being pressured, as Cusky's going to find Electric. Is this another flawless round? Well, not quite. Ali's going to find one, taking down Mando. He's also going to go out to the hallway and get taken down by Lockdown himself. That's going to be ESM Super for round 4. Very unfortunate for Red Vipers, as their kitchen defense was a little all over the place. They were making peaks that they probably shouldn't have, and certain decisions being made from, well, all members of the squad really were dicey, to say the best. And that is, of course, going to move the match into a 2-2 equalizer going into the 5th round. Second floor kids' dorms and dorms main hall will be the site of a choice from the side of RVZ, who are looking to once again put themselves back into the lead. And I say that because it is Oregon. And on Oregon, you want to have a bit of a lead if you're going into attack on the other half of round 7 roll swap, especially playing against ESM Super. Their defense will certainly be one thing that we would like to take note of in this match. Once again, RVZ versus ESM. It's a match that will be a good showing for both of them, more so for ESM Super because, again, like we said quite a bit yesterday, the match against Juravuya really wasn't something that ESM had to do much for. Red Vipers, on the other hand, against Team Clickbait, they seem to have a lot of trouble, especially in the second half. So I'm really interested to see if RVZ will have similar issues going into the other side of roll swap, and if taking the lead right here, right now, is one of the things that could remedy that situation. You'll only find out, of course, in a couple of rounds whether or not that happens. Right now, round 5 on second floor kids dorms and dorms main hall is underway.
Well, with the action phase coming into play, we will be seeing Seth holding in towards the big tower. Maybe he'll be able to hold an angle to just waste a lot of time to make sure that the attic wall would not be opened. Still need to be careful on ESM's way of attack. They always do not go for that aggressive peak, but looks like Seth has finally got one kill though immediately, taking out Cuss Kid. Not quite sure where it was. Actually, it was in towards that spawn peak, in towards the tower's window to eliminate Cuss Kid right towards the street spawn, I believe. That is quite unfortunate there from Cuss Kid, as he's going to go down immediately, and the only thing that he could do is to just give him information via the drones, give callouts to their team so that he'll be able to find the other 5 players who are currently doing, holding their specific position. Seth currently will do the roaming duty as of now. He did get his first kill, and now he will be back in towards the basement laundry stairs. So does Ali G in towards Kids Johns. Will be able to throw one of the magnets to prevent himself to getting caught from the nades. Hypertrophy, the Salma Breeze charges will succeed opening up the walls on second floor Kids, in which one of these Selma breaches will be used to open up second floor Kids, and the other is used to open up the walls in towards the attic. Now, Anaconda knows this, but looks like Seth able to get one more kill again. This time taking out Darklaw right towards the main stairs. Anaconda sees one, doesn't get the shot interestingly enough, but decides to use the smoke gas canisters to fend off their push. Second smoke canisters will be in towards the breached wall, and Anaconda is prepped with the last one. He will do exactly that, but he expended all of his 3 smoke gas canisters, which will be at a moment notice where ESM will make their push right about now, because they do need to be worried about particular spot here. The drones will be able to detect Anaconda, which will force him to be in the other position, but it is too late. The R4C will claim the life of Anaconda, and so does Lockdown, taking out Electric, as now the man count is equalized, and we reach the 45-second mark.
Well, that is certainly quite the interesting turnaround, going 3-3 between both sides. ESM Super and Red Vipers losing men in unfortunate situations and circumstances, or, just outright getting outplayed, if you will. Hypertrophy trying to line up the Selma Breach onto Attic, give themselves a new line of sight to work with. Standard stuff, really. We've seen this before from Hypertrophy quite a bit, and the team's running ace just in general. Seth prone right next to White Stairs. He's actually going to get that kill. It's a triple for him, and he may or may not be on for the ace. Well, that will be denied as Hypertrophy goes down to the Wamai, who gets 2. Ali G, hello. Attic is his domain this time, and he will not be the first one to fall. He'll be the one to make sure that ESM falls. That is certainly quite the play from him and from Seth. Both of them making sure that ESM Super were, quite... shall we say they had quite the difficulty getting into sight once again. I'm not sure exactly how that happened. Being in a 2-man disadvantage certainly doesn't help, but when you've equalized it 3-3, there could certainly be a better way to push rather than doing the same thing you've been doing for 3 rounds now on second floor Kids dorms. A Selma Breach onto main wall, one more with the line of sight and possible entry point onto the attic wall. Red Vipers has seen that. They've already seen it. They know how to play around it. They know that all they need to do is keep the deployable shield alive, and somebody needs to be behind that, and boom, trophy will not be pushed, at least not as hard as it was in round 1. ESM did the same thing twice post the first round, and they've lost twice post the first round. Unfortunately, they're going to have to do something different if ever we go back to that top floor side. And I say if ever, of course, because it is the 6th round. That means that this is the last round before roll swap round 7. And that, excuse me right there, is going to mean that this is the last defensive round for Red Vipers, unless, of course, we push all the way to overtime. Being on basement laundry gives them that advantage of a side that they won already, and this is going to make things just that a little bit better for the side of Red Vipers to take care of. Basement laundry push from ESM was not good. They took too long and got taken out at choke points far too quickly, rather than, what we expect from this team. So maybe a little bit of a change is in order. We've got a Capitality play this time from Cuskid. Maybe that changes things, maybe not. Let's find out as round 6's action phase is a go.
Like, what's more interesting part about Capitao is that he also has that secondary hard breach charge. He'll be able to open up the hatch without having to deal with without being able to worry about Hypertushi using two of his Ace Salmo breaches, which in fact will be used in other positions. Just for now, Kaskid will go in towards the big towers. He will make his way. Keep that in mind, he has the diffuser in hand too. So maybe this might be a push either in the electric or in towards the freezer. Dronos from Hypertush will be able to detect where exactly that deployable shield is, and also an information on how many ADSs are present. Now, what Hypertushi can do will be open up that barricade, use one smoke grenade to follow up with the Ash breaching charge to take out that deployable shield. But looks like one of them gets caught from the Vomai's magnet, taking out the other Vomai magnets too. And with it, they just have to worry about the second ADS. The second breach charge will come in, so does the Vomai's magnets. And look like the Ash only has one single chance to take out that deployable shield. Looks like they need to figure out a way to remove it. One of the smoke grenades gets caught from the magnets, and the other of the Ash Breach charges will get scored out, unfortunately, from the ADS. The Capitau's fire pulse will come into a particular position, might be in towards the boiler. That's where Electric is playing, but he is safe for now. Dark Lord will be able to confirm his suspicions that there is the Jaeger still in towards the boiler, and Kaskid will immediately go for that drop down to eliminate one. And he's slowly making his way in towards the side. He has the smoke. Seth goes for a very aggressive lead, finds one, about to get the other, but unfortunately could not find it out. Mando gets one, taking out Anaconda, and he's making his way in towards the blue laundry. Looks like Seth. Oh boy, that's a very good shot. That double kill for him. He sees the third. Can he get the shot? No, it does not. A lot of missed shot. Whips out the pistol. The knife attempt. A failed attempt from Seth, as Lockdown will be able to shut him down, putting it 2v2. Make that 2v1 as Supermando gets one more. It all goes down to Ali G, the man who did get that 2 kills right in second floor kid's dom. He just needs to deny the plant from Lockdown. Looks like he's going to go for that plant. It's actually going to work out. All they have to do is wait for it, but Ali G gets one more, and he has to reposition himself. He has to get the kill, and Lockdown will actually get that kill, taking out Ali G. ESM Super so close to the MP5K Vomai, but unfortunately Lockdown was smart enough and decided to go for that frag. A job well done from ESM Super, as they'll be the one to equalize the round count 3-3 as we proceed to the second half. But unfortunately we have to go for a tactical pause because one of the players on the side of Team Red Vipers have disconnected, and we have to wait for him to come back. He has a total of 10 minutes to do so, and if it does not work, then we have to unfortunately go for a rehost. But not to worry about that, ladies and gentlemen. He still has 10 minutes more to go. I'm sure that he's going to arrive, and we'll be able to play it out. There you go. Berfer has immediately returned, and we'll be able to resume back once we got the ready confirmation from the team. So talking about the first half itself, Basement Laundry, it was a bit aggressive on how Seth played. Although, yes, he did get a total of 3 kills. The knife was a bit, it is a very risky take, using the knife rather than using the secondary pistol instead. Most of the time, it would be best to just use the pistol to, make sure that you'll be able to get the kill. But leaving the Nomad alive at situations like this gave the win for Team ESM. We'll be right back into the matchup with the boss timer coming into an end, as we'll be seeing a 6-pick from Ali G switching from the Jackal to the Thermite. And with the second half will proceed, Red Vipers will be on attack this time. 3-3 is the score line, and there is a high chances that this match might go to overtime.
Oh, the way this is going is certainly going to make things quite interesting for both sides indeed. Unfortunately, Ali G, he tried in the previous round, but he couldn't quite finish the deal right towards the end when he really needed to. He got that first kill onto the action. I'm pretty sure that spurred him on to try and push and get the planter. Unfortunately for him, that single wall inside of supply room was already open, the one that goes and faces towards the boiler room. That's where the Nomad rotated to, and that wasn't even where the kill was confirmed, mind you. It went from there to the hallway, and there was a whole bunch of I'm pretty sure there were some comms issues as well for the side of the Wamai right there, Ali, because I say that because he seemed really confused, as if he was trying to listen for the Nomad, but something was stopping him from doing that. And it's not like, Nomad was trying to hide her footsteps, her direction of movement. It was just taken, and the information was there, it was presented, but unfortunately Ali G could not make the most of that situation, shall we say. Now, of course, going into this seventh round between both sides, ESM, having taken that basement laundry round, will certainly be feeling very good about themselves indeed, seeing as, the first time they attempted basement church wasn't exactly the best, although that same hatch drop attempted by the Capitao in that round led to the first kill, a much needed one for them. So, I guess at the end of the day, it's we can call it even. Right now, seems like there's going to be there's going to be a tower push on towards the attic wall from Seth and his teammate Ali G. Both of them are very influential for the side of Red Vipers. They're going to be making things work, just making sure that they get all the breaches taken care of. Soft breach coming out from Seth to make sure that there's no mid jammers remaining to stop Ali G from going to the breach nice and quickly and well executed. Meanwhile, Armory has been taken by Electric. He's going to put a Claymore down as the Ash and secure Armored Stairs for himself and his team. Make sure that nobody gets the bright idea of pushing through the trophy area, just giving himself and his team cover. And the Conda's going to take his place now, goes on the drone as Ali G has been down, but Barefoot's going to get Dark Lord. That's a big drop indeed, as that is your Jaeger gone and taken care of. Electric taking a bit of damage. That's Lockdown trying to do some work right now. Will he actually get the kill? No, he won't. The Ash goes prone and gets it. And that is going to be another big drop. But you have Cuskit coming in with a double and a big double. That's Ali G and Seth taken care of. Where did this man come out of? We didn't quite get to see it, but he may have simply pushed that attic rotate. That's going to be huge for the side of ESM, because that is, I believe, the diffuser drop towards tower as well. Another kill gets confirmed. That is a Nomad on the big bedroom window, but Anaconda finds Supermando in the meanwhile, leaving Hypertissue the only one inside his sight. He is the smoke, he's got the shotgun out, and unfortunately Anaconda cannot attempt that. He will still try to. He's gonna go on pre-firing, but no, it's the SMG that comes out as Hypertissue secures himself a second, and it's all down now to Electric, and he will go down to Hypertissue as well. Very unfortunate right there for the side of Red Vipers, as it really seemed like they were the ones in the driver's seat, especially once Electric took down Lockdown. However, it was not to be, and unfortunately, as soon as Seth and Ali G were taken care of on that tower push, that was basically it. The diffuser was dropped. It was never picked up again. Time was ticking, and the rest of Red Vipers could not make the round their own. 4-3 is the scoreline, as ESM are now in the lead going into basement laundry and supply room. Red Vipers are going to need to pick themselves up out of that unfortunate round.
Now talking about unfortunate, the Claymore placements that Seth placed was right in towards the big towers. Unfortunately, didn't work out well for Cascade, because Cascade, on the other hand, he did get those 2 kills, which led Hypertoshi to get 3 kills all by himself while he was holding on towards the side, eliminating all Nomad, the Ash, as well as the Anaconda as well, giving them the win in towards second floor kids dorm. Now basement laundry will be the site. It will be the similar setups there. The only difference is that we will be seeing Lockdown playing as the Maestro, one of which the Maestro camps, I believe, will be placed into nearby in towards the site, or maybe at a different position in which we are unfamiliar with. Supermando, we have to place the Melusi's Banshee deterrent right in towards the big tower stairs. Pretty standard. It's not. It's been pretty much widely used in any matches that you see, including on Pro League matches and even on this as well. Action phase will proceed from the attackers, in which they will slowly make their way in towards big towers. Seth will make his inverted rappel, in which he will get his access in towards big towers uncontested, and won't be able to get taken out immediately, because they have been drawn out thoroughly. There isn't any particular players who wants to go for that room except for Dark Lord, though, who is in towards the basement laundry stairs. I believe he's currently in towards trophy room, and he was just watching the default cams to get his confirmation of his suspicions. He'll now make his way maybe in towards the meeting, trying to hold out the hatches being open to give much more time for ESM Super to hold their ground and also give them much more of a breathing room to contest with. And Anaconda detecting where exactly the Jaeger's location is, maybe they'll be able to send a hunting party after him to try to take him out as soon as possible. But for now, Dark Knight is going to relocate back in towards the security room, where in which he'll be able to hold an angle right in towards the kitchen. Now Zofia, especially aka Seth, will be able to warn him that there might be Dark Lord in towards first floor kitchen, in which now they're just holding an angle. The Thermite will use his exothermic charge to open up the electric hatch, and whether the drones will come in from the attackers of Team Red Vipers. This in the previous round we did get to see Red Vipers get a lot of early kills, but this time it's just a slow and methodical push in which they'll be able to down Cascade immediately, but they won't be able to get the confirmation right in towards the boiler. Now they should know that the boiler is clear. The attackers should make their way, because having the boiler control is necessary for them to get those kills. As we reach the 1 minute mark, Team Red Vipers are slowly making their way towards the side.
You know, interestingly enough, had Anaconda gotten that breach done onto the little connecting room outside of a supply room, he probably would have been able to take care of Dark Lord? No, not quite. Maybe when he made the rotate to try and revive the mute, or maybe even when the mute went down initially, a kill could have been confirmed. However, that is not the case. There's somebody on white on top of the box, that's Supermando, and that's not a position you should be holding. He needs to turn around quickly as the mute will come in. Kuska takes the refrag onto Anaconda. Supermando still holding towards white, but Seth is already in, and the information's been given away. Lockdown finds one, the C4 goes up, that's not gonna find anybody, but Lockdown gets one, gets refragged. It's a 1v2, all down to the last man of ESM. He's gonna find one. It's a 1v1 now, and it's Dark Lord versus Electric. The Ash versus the Jaeger. Unfortunately, Electric is very low on HP. The Melusi Banshee is slowing him down. He's gonna go for the plant to try and bait out the Jaeger, but no, he did not have enough health to attempt that pre-fire. Unfortunate for the man, but I'm pretty sure he was getting pinged as well. Information being given away, and Dark Lord playing it patiently, knowing that he doesn't have to push in the slightest. Unfortunately for the side of Red Vipers, their attempted final dying second push right there, as we'll see in the instant replay, didn't quite work out the way they wanted it to. They came out in the advantage 1v2 for Dark Lord, but he was the one to take the final bullet, well, shoot the final bullet, if you will, as first floor kitchen and a dining hall will be the site of choice. 5-3 is the scoreline. ESM Super 1 round away from the match point, while Red Vipers are 2 rounds away from the equalizer. It's going to be a very interesting set of rounds, all things considered, primarily because I'm pretty sure, excuse me, we're going to see a bit of an escalation from the side of Red Vipers. Whether or not that escalation, you know, is in their favor, something that works out the way they want it to, remains to be seen, but there will be an escalation in their sort of desperation, if you will. They will be playing it as patiently as they can, but right now, what will be nagging in the back of their head is they have to get 2 back-to-back rounds. They can't afford to think of match point just yet, because if ESM takes match point, that's even more pressure. They need to avoid that, and that thought alone is going to be putting quite a bit of pressure on them. It's, you know, it's basically how situations like these work, and unfortunately, ESM Super have pretty much put Red Vipers into a little bit of a chokehold. They're gonna have to try and get out of this one, and RVZ, I have, you know, confidence in them that they can, because we've seen that before from them, making plays that certainly come out very strong. But for now, ESM in the lead with the 9th round underway. Things are a little dicier than I'm pretty sure Red Vipers would want it to be.
Well, talking about the action phase itself, the site being on first floor kitchen, it will be a bit difficult for ESM Super to defend. But we actually did get to see that example when when Team Red Vipers were on defense from that exact same site, where ESM Super did not had any problems dealing with it. But for now, RV, in which they did get a hold of the control in towards big towers, they'll be able to go in with the drone works, in which they'll make their way in towards meeting, and then they'll slowly try to get an access of the hallway in which two of the players, Cascade and the other players, are just making their way. Wait a minute, I believe is this going to be a rush push coming in from Red
Oh
Vipers?
boy.
I believe that's exactly what's going to happen here. The breach will come in. Unfortunately, there won't be any aggressive pushes from the attackers just yet. A huge placements of the deployable shield from both the smoke as well as the Goyo to make sure that we're able to get things under control. A good use of that Selma breach charge to remove that deployable shield, which should force Hyper to not hold that angle, and the attackers will make their way in towards the side. Not just yet though, they just need a good amount of information via the drone, in which one gets taken down from Lockdown's Alda, as the attackers are now stuck in towards the meeting. The proximity alarms giving away Anaconda's location, as a Selma breach charge will be used to try to take out the deployable shield. It's not at the good time. Cascade is in big trouble. He has to fall back, in which he will succeed, but he's now on 30 HP. Ali G, on the other hand, gets one kill, taking out one player. That's going to be Hyper taken care of. Three smoke gas canisters won't be available, but they have to worry about the C4 and the Alda, in which Ali won't have any problem dealing with a double kill for him. Sees the Goyo, doesn't go for the connect, goes aggressive. Can he get the third? Yes, he does. Triple kill to Ali G. And with it, it is a 2v5 situation. Bayfer is going to go for the plant. The attackers know that there is two players who made that vertical lines of sight. But they need to be careful, though, because it is going to be a post-plant situation as Ali gets one more quad kill, taking out Dark Lord. It's just the last player left. The Melusi, the ace denial again comes in from Mando, taking out Ali G. But with it, it is going to be a 1v4 post-plant situation. The impact needs will come in to make an access from the big towers, but at what cost? He needs to find 4 players in a total of 20 seconds, and unfortunately, it's not going to happen at all. Red Vipers will be able to win that attack round, winning round 9. First floor kitchen dining site goes to them. As we take a look at it in the instant replay, we will now proceed to round 10, where Team ESM needs to worry a bit, because they did, however, win both the sides of second floor dorms and basement laundry. If they make one single mistake, that single mistake could be used to capitalize from Red Viper's end and get those win as soon as possible. So all ESM needs to do is to just win 2 important sites: second floor kids and basement laundry. If they do, they'll be able to win it out against RV amidst dodging overtime. But if a Red Vipers win, it's going to be a different story to tell. Second floor doms will be the site on round 10. A missed ace opportunity from Ali G, although he was the man who did all the heavy lifting. But as we proceed to round 10, who knows, ESM might figure out a way to eliminate Red Vipers line of attack.
You know, it was a very interesting push from the side of Red Vipers. There was absolutely no attempt at roam clear, not as far as I remember about that round. And they really just went all in the meeting, made sure that it's clear, made sure that meeting hatch would not be a problem, and they just stuck to that plan to the letter, all the way to the end. And I say that why? Because when I really look at it, they didn't do too many different things. They got that meeting wall breached, right? They were attempting to go into there. They had the Selmas to take care of the deployable shields, one inside a security room, one on the hallway. But what was important was making sure that the Goyo was not allowed to sit in the hallway. Had that been a case, I'm pretty sure that he would have made that push significantly harder, arguably unwinnable for the side of Red Vipers. And with him gone, more importantly, that deployable shield gone, and that doing damage to the Goyo as well, it made things just that little bit worse for ESM Super after losing Hyper Tushy. And then, the Maestro. Interestingly enough, he was watching the angle that the Thermite was going to sort of come through, right? Ali G came through that meeting hall facing Big Tower. But he still lost that gunfight because Ali G came in swinging. There was absolutely nothing stopping him other than maybe a few whiffed shots that would have allowed the Maestro to take the kill. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and ESM Super just sort of folded in from there after that attempted push went completely sideways. Right now, Meat Jammers will be taken care of. Cusket's a little bit of utility gone by Electric as the Ash makes sure that make sure that the breaches are going to go off as smoke grenades are going off already. Interesting from Red Vipers. I think they want the side of ESM Super to think that they are rushing into sight, maybe even changing things up as they go along. But what will not change, however, is the fact that the tower push is happening. Ali G and Seth seem to be the ones towards tower all over again, but Superman is going to find Anaconda in the meanwhile on first floor. That's her ace taken care of, unfortunately. Anaconda being the first to drop is going to make things that much harder for the side of Red Vipers. They've lost a body. Banshee's going off, but no, Seth uses that to his advantage and takes care of the mute. Big drop as Cusket, who was the big playmaker in the previous second floor dorms round, has been killed off. That's going to make this round just that little bit harder for ESM Super, but they still have 4 whole players to make this work. There's a push coming in from Attic and from the side of the trophy entrance. Lockdown and Habertushi are busy watching that as Mando's down below, potentially waiting for the C4 play. Ali G is the man with the diffuser, and I think he's just waiting for the clearance to come in so that he can go for the plant. Hypertushi might want to rotate down below as the Malusi is coming in for sure. That is definitely an attempt at C4, but beautiful shot by Electric. What was that? Following the traces as Seth finds Hypertushi. That's a big drop, and now it's all down to Dark Lord as Mando goes down to Electric's hands as well. The Jaeger on white stairs. Bearfer will peek, takes the kill. And a collapse from ESM Super is going to mean that Red Vipers are going to continue potentially taking back this game. Quite the play from RVZ as ESM Super, unfortunately, folding when they really shouldn't have, as we'll see in the instant replay. It all started once Seth took care of Cuskid on Attic. Nobody really seemed to, I wouldn't say that they didn't take notice, but I think that they thought, I think that ESM sort of had this mentality that that's fine, you know, we can give up Attic as long as we hold kids' dorms. The only unfortunate issue was the trophy push proved to be just a little bit too much, especially with Electric swinging straight onto Maestro's head. I mean, ooh boy.
Attackers need to locate.
If I was in lockdown shoes right there, I would be surprised more so than disappointed. And, you know, that kind of a kill you don't get to see too often. I'm seeing, you know, little bits and pieces of Red Vipers being more than what they already are. That's certainly going to make things a lot more interesting, you know. And speaking of making things a lot more interesting, we never really talked about this, is that Dark Lord was the one who used to hold the highest number of kills in the entirety of the Sports Club Rainbow Six history, right? 24-6. That was broken yesterday by Seth from Red Vipers. So them going head-to-head in this match was already a point of contention for everybody to keep an eye on. But unfortunately, Dark Lord has sort of adopted more of a back foot support role. Not that he hasn't done his work, mind you. That 1v2 a few rounds ago was absolutely spectacular, showing us that he can still frag whenever his team needs him to. But he seems to be playing more on the back foot today, more reserved than we are sort of used to seeing him. But I'd say he's been sort of transitioning to this playstyle for a while now, given the past few seasons we've seen him for, whenever we've seen him, that is. While Red Vipers, Seth, he's still trying, you know, to be the front man, to be the spearhead. He's the one making the tower push with the Thermite, Ali G. They're going to try and do that again, actually. As Seth comes in, makes his way to second floor tower. The Thermite will follow suit. And the 11th round is underway already with the hard breach coming in via Selma breaches. Everything's happening very quickly indeed, but there will be impact grenades coming in to make sure that Anaconda can't get too much off of that. And that is, of course, that second strip of the Selma already broken. 2 minutes remain on the clock. Plenty of time for Red Vipers and for ESM to really analyze and try to adapt to the way that Red Vipers played in the last round. And we're going to see exactly how that unfolds as we slowly approach the past minute 45 mark.
Well, with the exothermic charge opening up the walls in towards the attic, and also the Ace Salvo breach charge opening up in the second floor kids, the attackers will now have to worry about the operators in hand here. 1 minute 30 seconds left for them to make their play. Dark Lord hasn't eliminated just yet. It's currently in towards kitchen. Might be able to go for that flank in towards the big tower stairs. Just needs that perfect timing. He needs to have that information. And currently, he'll be able to find one drone, which he'll be able to use his melee to just try to conceal his location. And this might get alerted from Ali G though, because he's basically worried about that big tower stairs push. Talking about the same side on the second floor, kids. If Dark Lord succeeds that flank, eliminating the players in towards the attic, it would work out well. But they are losing a lot of time here. 50 seconds for them to make their play. Hypertushi in a very low HP, and Electric is still in towards that breached wall, still figuring out a way to get in towards the site. They don't have any smoke grenades though, in which the ace already has, but he's in a very different positioning. Seth with the first frag, taking out Hypertushi. Electric is still here for the support. They do know that one lockdown will be in towards the white stairs as Mando gets one, taking out Anaconda. He needs to find two more. Will he get it? Yes, he does. Double kill to Mando, taking out Seth. They still need to worry about Electric though, who's in deep games room, taking out lockdown in towards the white stairs. 12 seconds left. They need to go for the plant here. The push will come in from Ali G. Sees player in towards the white stairs, will be taken care of as he's going to go for that default plant. All they have to do is eliminate one. Mando is actually going to go for it, and he will get that kill. Mando, a very aggressive peak, but a necessary one, as he will be the one to win second floor kids defense and putting back the lead in round 12. Ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be 5, actually it's going to be 6-5 in favor of team ESM, and all they have to do is to win one more round to win against RV. Will it happen, or will we see Red Vipers put this match to overtime? Oh boy, I am very excited and also very curious to know what happens next in this site here. Basement laundry room. And also, if we take a look at the scoreboard, we do see a total of 11 kills from both of these players. Now it's actually 12. Seth and Ali, double digits, and so does Super Mando with an impressive clutch coming in from him too. Well, let's see how it's going to turn out, as Basement Laundry will be the site for them. ESMs, they are one round away to seal the deal against Red Vipers, and also it's the same goes to them. One round with this match on overtime to give them the second chance.
More than anything, I'd say that in the previous round, while Red Vipers held advantage for arguably the longest time, when they finally made the push and they started losing bodies while attempting to scramble for the plant, is where they sort of slipped and fell apart, and their gunfights didn't really support them either. With Bearfur already down and the Thermite going for the plant, he was being marked, the Jaeger was approaching. It's a very similar situation to how Electric faced versus, I believe that was Dark Lord, a few rounds ago on this very site, Basement Laundry. So, you know, once again, it's a Jaeger caught in a 1v2 against, this time a Thermite, of course. It was like the FBI operators. They seem to have a knack for getting caught in these clutch situations. But you know, a little joking observations aside, Red Vipers, for the time being, they could have made that push a little bit better, a little bit cleaner. Could have gone for it a little earlier. There were a ton of things that they could have done. Same with the SM. There were a ton of things they could have done, changed things around to see that, you know, Red Vipers' push doesn't go off as easily or as cleanly as it did in the end. I mean, I'm pretty sure they abandoned attic defense fairly early with only one person watching it, and that person went down pretty quickly as well. I mean, Seth was not having it. He went into attic and he was like, nope, you go down and let us push in through here, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Unfortunately, the rest of the round didn't exactly go that way, so contradictions. Right now, we're seeing Red Vipers on the first floor trying to search for any intel or utility devices that the ESM side have put up, and any roamers that they have above as well. Dark Lord, semi-lurking roamer capacity right now on top of the basement white stairs, that is. just holding on to that door. Plenty of cover that this door provides, by the way, and the angle is also pretty good for defenders. Ali G, in the meanwhile, is going to go for the hazard breach nice and quickly, get that done for his team. As Set's actually going to start things off by finding one, but he'll get refragged quickly by Hyper Tushy. He found Supermando. Mind you, that is your Jaeger taken care of, and that is a playmaker gone, but Hyper Tushy, well then. That's a kill. Electric goes down, and a very unfortunate drop as two playmakers from Red Viper's side have been cleaned up on. That single bullet from Ali G is going to give away the fact that he is in fact pushing the freezer corridor. Dark Lord's holding this. He's going to hear the thermite coming in any second now. Did he see him? Not quite. A gunfight's about to happen. He has his crosshairs ready and waiting. The thermite is in fact still peeking, and he's just slightly off. But Dark Lord turning around, that seemed to give away his position, and now he's going to take a bit of damage as well. It's a bit of a cat and mouse chase right now. Ali G pushing up ever so slightly. He wants this kill. He's actually going to push for it, and he's going to get it as well. Taking care of the Melusi. That's a big drop, but the Maestro comes in, refrags instantly, 3 versus 2, and now it's all down to... Excuse me right there. The Thermite, who's going to be taken down as well inside of blue. He is off the board, and now it's all down to Bear for Nomad. Last man standing, Lockdown will be the one to finish him off. Unfortunate, ladies and gentlemen, as that, excuse me right there, is going to be the end of this match. ESM Super are the ones to win it for Oregon right here in this first match. Good plays from both teams, really, all things considered. And yeah, I have to say, ESM played it really well in that last round. Red Vipers, unfortunately, couldn't quite get it together right when they needed to the most, if you will, as that final round push just really wasn't there, if you ask me. It could have been, a lot more than it already was with Freezer taken care of. I don't think that the repeat should have been made onto that line of sight where the Maestro was coming from. Could have pushed into supply room easier from there. And there were just a whole bunch of things to be considered. Zofia Seth, as in pushing in through Blue Bunker, he got a kill, but the trade wasn't exactly the ideal situation because that still leaves ESM at an advantage. Sight or even, side pushes aren't done. Important areas haven't been taken control of, but the man count is equalized. That puts the defenders at a little bit more of an advantage than you would want them to be left at as an attacker. And of course, there were plenty of other mistakes that we'll be talking about going into Relive the Moment, ladies and gentlemen. The little phase where we talk about what we saw in the game and what we think could have been done, could have been changed, and what may or may not have been better. At least, in our humble opinion here as casters for these Esports Club Pro League matches. But of course, in this situation, I defer to Baba Gusta for this because his analytical brain, ladies and gentlemen, is one to be, one that puts me at a little bit of a loss of words. So Baba, take it away.
Alright, where do I begin here? Reliving the moment in the first half, we did get to see a 3-3 coming in from both the teams, where in the first round we did get to see second floor kids Toms from Red Vipers not being able to succeed, so they decided to just change up their strategies a bit by holding in towards the army room. That's where Ali G was in, trying to get those important kills. Talking about supports though, we did see quite a lot of clutches coming in either from Ali G or from Anaconda too, but the same thing can be said to ESM as well, especially from Hypertushi. You get to witness both of them performing well on both the fragging as well as supporting both at the same time. The way how Hypertushi pushed in from the second floor kids, he only had one motive: to open up second floor kids wall and also make an angle in towards the attic, so they'll be able to get much more angles to get more kills. And talking about Dark Lord though, yes, it is it's very sad to see that Dark Lord couldn't get much more kills, but what I did appreciate from him is the way how he was supporting his teammates by bringing in Melusi with the Banshee deterrents. But sometimes we did get to see him establishing crossfire for their teammates, so if one of them goes down, the instant refrag would come in to try to equalize the round count. We've seen them time to time again, and this was an attempted, a very good attempt. A good attempt of a clutch coming in from the the Vomai, but unfortunately they couldn't get the win. They couldn't go for that clutch immediately. And also Dark Lord versus Electric. We did get to see two rounds back to back where Electric was in so low on HP. This was the round and the previous round too, where Electric could not, however, succeed winning that gunfight. Talking about the sides that they did had a maximum chance of winning would definitely be from ESM, because they did win second floor DOMs without having any problems. Basement Laundry a little bit, because most of the time they were losing boiler rooms quite quickly with the help of the Sophia's concussive nades, giving them the positioning. That was from Dark Lord, using the concussive nades to give an information which is very important and also crucial for them to get towards the site. And yeah, we did get to see that unexpected wall bang from Electric in the white stairs, getting much more impressive kills too. There were some rounds where ESM did not expected to see how aggressive Thermite was. We did get to witness the 4K from Ali G, where he was playing as a Thermite on the site was on the first floor kitchen / dining. Also, the other rounds where Team Red Vipers were quite confused on what to do next. They did open up the walls on second floor kids, they opened up the walls on attic, and then at the execute time, they're quite confused. They'd go for the drone works. There were some rounds where they did not have any drone works, in which they got confused and they were stuck with a decision whether to just push in or just try to eliminate some of the trouble shield and then go for the push. There were a lot of times where the attackers from both the teams, ESM and Red Vipers, just stood there for around 20 to 30 seconds to try to realize what to do next, and then went for the push, where sometimes it was always a 50-50 brawl, and in the end we did get to see how ESM won it out. Red Vipers were also close on winning it out, especially both of the hard players there, Seth and Ali G. Were the ones who are getting much more of those early heavy frags, and also most of the mid frags, almost putting them down in at least a 5v3 or a 3v5. But the execution phase and the number of clutches that ESM clutched it out was the reason why ESM won this map in the first place. Congratulations to ESM. They'll be able to win up against Red Vipers, and unfortunately for RV, they'll be able to still be in they'll be able to have 3 points, but unfortunately the round conversion rate is what I'm mostly worried about, because in the previous round we did get to see RV go up against Team Clickbait, which was 8-7, and they only have one round conversion rate. Now losing up against ESM will cause quite a lot of major damage to them. But talking about the other teams, ladies and gentlemen, we have one last match to go, which is going to be L2K going up against Team Jetter Vyuha. And the map is, you guessed it, it is Oregon yet again. So we will be right back while we take this quick short break. Until then, don't go anywhere.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey, it's alright. Hey, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on. We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. Hey. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 Alright, so let's move on. We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want, this time I won't take it to the heart. Cause I know we won't make it out, I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want, let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out, we've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly.
Alrighty then, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the WD BLACK Esports Club Pro League 4 Rainbow Six Siege, supported by Ubisoft, here with your host Blackjack and my co-host Baba Gusta and our admin Eisen, as we are here for the second and final game, unfortunately, of the day's matches. That is Division 2, Day 2 in Season 4. And I say final match, well, we only had 2 matches today, and that is Jitterbug versus Live to Kill. The last of the 2 matches. The first one, of course, we've already seen, ESM Super versus Red Vipers, where ESM took the game very strongly in indeed, well, maybe not very strongly, but they still took it very well against RVZ. 7-5, a close game. Looking back at it now, Red Vipers, if they're in that last round, had they changed a few things up in their attack, they certainly could have made that round their own. But unfortunately, that was not to be the case. And all things considered, a fun match, and I think that is all that matters for the time being. It's the very early stages of the tournament, of the season in the tournament, of course. So, right now teams will just be getting their bearings straight, getting their rounds in and whatnot. And that is what we're going to be seeing today with Jitterbug taking on Live to Kill. Now, this match, depending on how you see it, could be an entertaining one or could not be. It's a match that makes you go basically, because on one side you have Live to Kill, right? They've been to the majors, they've played some fantastic Rainbow Six Siege over the course of the few months that we've had them for, and they are a team composed of some great players here to make their mark. Then you have Jitterbug coming up from Division 3, and that's about it, because yesterday against ESM Super, they kind of face planted, shall we say. 7-3 against ESM Super, and that was ESM right towards the end, getting a bit too cocky, a bit too ahead of themselves, thinking, okay, we can just finish this off, it's over, whatever, a couple of rounds won't really matter. L2K, unfortunately, doesn't think that way. And their match yesterday, excuse me for the, little pause right there, but they had a match yesterday as well, looking back at it, versus Throw Syndicate. That was a 7-5 game, ladies and gentlemen, and Throw Syndicate put up a heck of a fight against Live to Kill, something that we sort of expected from Jitterbug going into the match against ESM Super. But, like we saw... yeah, how about that, as they say. Live to Kill right now going up against Jitterbug. We'll be going live in just a quick minute as the teams are now ready. And, like Baba said before we ended off the previous match, it is on the map of ye old favorite Oregon, going live on your screens as we join the players in the ban phase. Live to Kill have the first ban on the map today. They are on the defense, of course, starting off on defense on the map. On this map of Oregon, nothing too surprising as it goes, fairly standard. Oregon, whoever goes to defense first has the advantage. But this is interesting. Live to Kill have decided to ban Blackbeard. Normally you'd see a Jackal, a Thatcher, a Hibana ban, maybe even an Ace or a Thermite ban if some teams are feeling adventurous with which hard breacher they want to take out, right? But Blackbeard is one that I don't really see why, aside from Live to Kill having issues with playing against Blackbeard. They're on the defense first, of course, so the attacker that they ban will be influenced by who they don't want to play against. It seems that they're okay with Maverick, they're okay with all the hard breachers and Jackal and Montaigne and everybody else. Blackbeard was the ban from them. Jirvui, on the other hand, Thatcher ban, followed up by Mira. Very standard stuff from them. Nothing too surprising, all things considered. And, now that I actually think about it, Live to Kill might really just not want to go up against Blackbeard. More of an annoyance than an actual hindrance for their defense. And Jiravuya, standard bans, of course, Thatcher, Mira at this point, there's really not much to talk about. They're very powerful in their own right and on this map. And Live to Kill, in fact, will just do a little bit of retaliation for that Thatcher ban, taking out Kaid, making sure that the hatches remain accessible whether or not you bring a Maverick. So, with that being said, the ban phase has been taken care of. Blackbeard, Thatcher, Mira, and the Kaid coming off from both sides. As let's have a look at both the sides that are playing today as well. From the side of Jiravuya, we've got Taurus, God, Shock, and Ghost, and Gutsy. And from the side of L2K, we've got JV, Fatals, Mellow, Nos, and Blank. Basement Laundry and Supply will be the site of choice. As the first round is underway, and I've kept the man from the mic long enough, Baba, what do you think about this match that we've got on hand?
Well, first things first, I'm actually worried about Zetravuha here, especially with the way how they performed in the previous match against.
Well, that makes two of us.
Yeah, ESM Super on Map Cafe, but now going up against L2K, the major qualifiers, it's I'm actually worried about Zetravuha though, because I have nothing else to say. Although I did talked about it in the previous, relive the moment, talking about that they might, this just to cheer up. Hopefully, they'll be able to find something that they'll be able to give at least a good competition against L2K, and also we did get to see some good, performance in defense on Map Cafe Dostoyevsky. Offense, like a lot of problems that needs JV to fix a bit, but going up against L2K. I would say it in a positive way that they'll be able to at least get some good experience against the best of the best in South APAC. Because, L2K, they've been very, very powerful. I mean, you do have the famous players of all, Blank, Fatals, and Mellow, who most of the time they always catch those frags both on attack as well as on defense. So, Zetravuha, instead of thinking this to try to get in on the top of the leaderboard, maybe they'll be able to learn a lot of things against L2K's plan of defense. Maybe they'll be able to understand how it's going on. But hey, what is going on here? JV with an aggressive attack phase, whereas Nos with the SMG-11 will be able to claim one life, taking out Shocking immediately. This I did not expect to see that from Team Zetravuha. Oh boy, God, Shocking. Already taken down immediately from Nos, but an instant refrag will come in from God. He wants to continue the aggression, so he needs to be careful of that deployable shield right from the basement laundry, though. JV will be able to hold an angle. The concussive nades will come in to try to give them the confirmation. Mellow with another kill, taking out Taurus this time in towards the big tower stairs. And with it, Zetravuha have lost 2 players as of now. Oh boy, this was a very sad moment though for Zetravuha fans out there, but oh boy, Fiddle's an impressive kill though, taking out God immediately. Will be able to put Zetravuha in a 2v4 situation. A summer breaches will be used to open up the hatches in towards Electric. Gutsy push in towards on Laundry. The proximity alarms will be able to alert his location, which L2K is prepped and ready. A beautiful shot from Gutsy, taking out JV. And they need to worry about 3 more players in towards the site. Only 2 players left from JV, and with it, they have a lot of time to even drone out and give information. But will we see JV make a miraculous play here, winning against L2K?
It's certainly not out of the realm of possibility that Jirafuya somehow makes it out of this situation in one piece. Well, I say one piece. They've been cut down to size quite a bit. Shockin, unfortunately, he tried to be very aggressive. Not really the play right there. God did refrag, but even then, not a whole lot came off of that. 2 versus 3, Mello just preparing his C4 ready in waiting. But Gutsy's gone towards Freezer instead, and 3 Freezer is being watched, shall we say. Fatals does a ton of damage to Gutsy, actually. He's going to see the other one as well. That is the down going off onto the Nomad as Ghost is going to be the one pushing up. He actually gets that flank, unfortunately, not aware of the ace's position, but now the defenders know exactly where he is and where he could be coming from. Ghost actually rotates through. He's going out to the hallway from supply room. He could go for the plant right now, but he's actually going to go through. Looks the wrong way. Will he get one? Yes, he does. But no, the Vulcan shield will come in clutch, I believe, from Fatals right there. As, oh boy. Oh boy, L2K, as we see in the instant replay, that round was dicey for both sides. Jiravuya initially, of course, collapsing a little bit, and then the 2v4 potentially could have happened. I have absolutely no idea where, the other L2K player was looking. I mean, you have one down in Freezer, and you have you've got plenty of information coming in from the fact that Wamai died on that main stairs entry. Why are they not watching the rotate? Why are they? I'm not going to ask. I'm not going to ask. If anything, yesterday's session has taught me, ladies and gentlemen, is that I really probably shouldn't be asking questions of Div 2 because I'm never going to get the answers to that. Regardless, live to kill need to be just a little bit more aware of the situation that they are in. They seem to still be very much all over the place from yesterday. Nothing too, different from their overall play style, Obviously, they've changed things up when it comes to the map of Oregon, but it really did seem more like they were trying to play with their food rather than get the rounds done. And while I understand Jiravuya might look weak, even a weak team can pull off an upset. We've seen that at the Esports Club in the first league, and now the Pro League for Rainbow Six quite a bit. And L2K would do themselves a greater service by not underestimating Jiravuya in the slightest. I know that we haven't exactly been very positive about Jiravuya's chances in this match, both myself and Baba, and we agreed that, Jiravuya has a very low chance of actually winning this, but it's not like they can't put up a fight. They most certainly can. And if Live to Kill starts slipping up the way that they did in the previous round, especially towards the end of the round, they're going to have plenty of problems going into the rest of this match. Jiravuya will start gaining momentum. They'll start understanding that, all right, Live to Kill has problems here, so we could do this, and, X and Y could be changed around. And then suddenly, L2K could be facing a bit of a hard time. That can happen. I'm not saying that it will, but whether or not it does, we'll find out as the second round approaches the 2-minute mark.
Well, talking about the way how Jiravuya is thinking of executing in towards this side, we see 3 players who are in towards big tower stairs to open up the attic, whereas God will open up the walls in towards the kids' room to make sure he'll be able to take out the bandit charges, and with it, Ghost will be using his Ace Salma breach charges to open up an access in towards second floor kids. Fatals unfortunately had a bit of a problem there, but we'll be able to see Gutsy getting a kill, taking out Fatals, but with it he'll be able to deal with some major damage that a single bullet will cost him his life. Now JV still decides to go for that trick, but there is one more Salma breach charge using to make another line of sight. Blank needs to be kept from that angle though, as JV is still holding that specific door into verse second floor trophy. The revive will however come in, will be able to revive Blank to total of 10 HP. The push still comes in, whereas the Zofia will take out the bandit charge, which will proceed opening up the walls into a second floor case. Now Nos will get one more, taking out God, which would equalize the round count, putting it to 4-4. The only problem for Team L2K is that they've lost a lot of not just one body count, but also huge utilities, the deployable shield, which will be able to give them cover and also have so amount of access as well, as the Ash have access in towards the attic. The first kill comes in from Gutsy taking out one, Nos gets the other taking out Taurus, yet another one. Triple kill from Nos taking out Ghost, as Gutsy will make his play going very aggressive, decides to go for a plant. Unfortunately gets caught with the Legion 2 by now. Nos will be able to take care of this. A C4 should do the trick, but we still have Ash to try to take things under consideration here. 1v2 has a diffuser in hand now. Needs to be careful of two players into a second floor case, but she will decide to go for a plant in which defenders are still worried about. But Chalky might have got a situation here, getting out one, but in the end, Melo will come in for that immediate frag, taking out Shocking. L2K will be the one to put another round on board with them, winning round 2 second floor dorms, as we will proceed to round 3. Now, the way how Jetterviha works is that they're very aggressive when it comes to pushing in towards the site. Like, they, even though they don't have any information on what kind of positions that they're in, they would somehow go aggressive. They know what kind of positions that they will play towards the site, and they try to get those kills here. We've been seeing from time to time again from either Ghost, Shocking, or from Gutsy. Yes, some of the pushes did work, some of the pushes did not work, and also every single time when we see Jet or Viha go in, especially when they try to go in, they wouldn't go for the frags. They will put their main, focus on putting this, round into post-plant situation by successfully planting the diffuser. Unfortunately, with the Legion Gooman catching his location, knowing that there is going to be a plant, a good C4 did come in to try to eliminate one, but Shocking almost had the chance to nullify it, trying to win that 1v3 situation. I mean, it was a very good, opportunity for Shocking to win that 1v3 situation, but, no matter how many times you try to win that, trying to win that 2 versus 1 situation here where you get one kill, but unfortunately an instant refrag would come in, which gives, the attackers no choice but to lose it. Be able to give the win for L2K yet again. Chattervyuha, hang in there, boss. You still got this. Although you are making a lot of mistakes, but we still have faith that you'll be able to find a certain loophole from L2K to figure out a solution, figure out a way to, take off L2K. We did see them, for the past 2 rounds where they did go in for at least a 1v3 or a 1v2 situation. It is possible for Chattervyuha to at least win 1 or 2 rounds on attack. They just need to hang on. They just need to understand what L2K's motives are, and they'll be able to figure it out here. Action phase will proceed. L2K still in the lead, 2-0. The round 3 will commence where the site will be on first floor meeting.
Well, Gutsy's already been down. Not sure what happened right there, but the Nomad, excuse me, rather, has not exactly been taken out of the equation just yet. There's some fights happening right now. Shocking trying to contest with the Jaeger. Blank does a bit of damage to the Ash. Notwithstanding that, of course, Shocking's just gonna go around and see if he can get it. But God, in the meanwhile, is actually gonna peek and get taken care of by Blank. That's very interesting right there. As Shocking comes in, can he get the kill? Not quite. Blank is still there, doing what he can in this situation, maybe even going for a potential wall bang, as you have Fadals. No, that's actually Taurus on second floor, who will get taken down as well. That is going to be another kill taken with the Ash going down. Nos takes that onto Shocking, and that's going to be one more body drop. 3 for Jittervuya versus 1 against Live to Kill. It's put Ghost and Gutsy in a little bit of an unfortunate situation, as they are the final 2 standing. But more than that, they're low on HP as well. Nos is the only one who is even remotely close to being low to HP. But a good pre-fire comes in from Ghost. He's going to find 1, and that is Mellow off the board. Admittedly, it was a good pre-fire. Probably knew his position via drones, and Nos in the meanwhile face checking the hallway outside of security, as Guts is going to take some damage to the smoke coming in his direction. Fadals are doing what he can, getting a little bit of chip damage done, making sure that the attackers are constantly on their toes. Now, could this 2v4 happen? Most certainly. These two could certainly make it work. But will it happen? It depends on whether or not they are going to make the right decisions here. First off, being split off in two very different directions is completely ill advised, and Ghost absolutely just, I don't know. He dropped through into meeting. He got taken out. JV's going to claim the kill, but Gutsy did get one in the meanwhile, I believe. And his position in the meanwhile is being given away, but the diffuser has been confirmed to be in line of sight of the bandit. It won't matter as Nos will finish off Gutsy. So a couple of kills were taken, but it was nowhere close to enough for the side of Jiravuya right there. As we'll see in the instant replay, L2K not really bothered by the loss of bodies. They're pretty much playing with their food, I'd say. Initially I was a little skeptical if they were as sure as they wanted to be. But after that last round, yeah, Jiravuya, they don't exactly look to be in the highest of spirits right now, while Live to Kill are very much playing with their food. Hopefully, this dynamic can change. Hopefully, Jiravuya gets a couple of rounds to sort of force Live to Kill into a situation where they can't exactly play around anymore. But with the My 6 pick coming in, we're going to be heading to Basement Laundry and Supply Room in the fourth round. 3-0 in favor of Live to Kill, who are very much in the driver's seat for this match.
Oh boy, L2K's relentless win, winning 3 rounds on defense, would give Jittervyuha some workouts that they need to worry about though. Although there were a lot of mistakes from L2K, especially the site was on meeting. We did get to see Shocking taking out Jaeger immediately, and also a very good pre-fire coming in from Ghost to eliminate the Valkyrie. And talking about L2K though, they won't be having any problems dealing with Jittervyuha's style of attack at all. Winning all 3 sites of Basement Laundry, second floor Doms, and this time winning on first floor meeting. No matter how aggressive JV goes, L2K will always put a stop to their tracks and make sure that they'll be able to win this round. We will be able to proceed to action phase where Mellow will be in towards the basement big tower stairs. God will be in towards garage to hold an angle towards the hallways. And also the big tower barricade will be open to give an access for the attackers to make their way in towards big towers. Now, we won't be able to see any drone works in which it will come in from Shocking to give some information towards security room, and also the Excaro pellets will be used to open up the hatch in towards basement laundry. Now the second objective is to take out the meeting hatch in which the Kaid has been banned. They shouldn't have to worry about any denials coming in from the defenders, so they'll be able to open it out with a less amount of time though. Not quite sure why the attack is hitting a lot of time. They're just, I believe they're just worried about any particular roamers from L2K holding in a very specific direction. Although there was Mellow in Big Tower Stairs, he did change his position to different location, whereas Gutsy was able to place a total of two air jabs to make sure she wouldn't get any flanked outright from the big tower stage. This third Ivana's pellets will be used to open up the meeting, and a bit of a total of 2 to 3 flashbangs will be thrown, followed up with the drones to give them the access, and the execute from the attackers will be underway.
Certainly seems like a thought-out, methodical execution, if you will, from the side of Jiravuya. They know what they're doing, and their droning is in the correct regions of the map. The problem is, can they hold the aggression from L2K? A push-up from the smoke right there isn't going to result in a kill. It's actually going to result in Nos going down. That's a big drop. Ghost takes one, but Mellow fires back by taking down God. 4 versus 4. Mellow's actually pushing up. Is this advisable? It is not. Ghost will make sure that he teaches that lesson to the to the Goyo right there, excuse me. But there we go. Guts is gonna get down, and Ghost will go down as well. Fatal's and JV teaming up. Fatal's pushing up. He's gonna see the Ash, can't get the kill, leaves it to JV to take it, and now it's all down to Taurus as sheer gunfight potential has put Jittervuya down, effectively speaking, and almost out of this match. Fatal's not exactly getting the shot that he wanted to, but he will on the second time around, as Taurus will fall, and Jittervuya lose yet another round. This time, however, as we will see in the instant replay, JV, just a little spark of something. I saw a little something that maybe they need to emphasize more on, i.e., their droning needs to be better for, reasons that should be obvious at this point. They were taken down by defenders in positions that shouldn't have been allowed, shall we say. You know, you had the freezer push, a kill was confirmed by Ghost. He did get the Goyo, admittedly, but the defender playing inside of the supply small room was pretty much still there. Ghost wasn't able to take him out for whatever reason. Neither was the Ash Shotgun from in front of the main entry into Laundry. And another thing is they're still not clearing. When we say clearing, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just clearing, you know, whatever utility you see in front of you. It's the utilities that are in sight. You know, ADSs that are there present to make sure that projectiles don't come through. Well, mine magnets, goo mines. It's not just about the deployable shields and the bandit batteries. It's also about those little things that will slow you down when you're pushing. Jitteria keeps getting caught by them and they keep not learning. And it overall makes for a frustrating experience for them because they feel like they're doing everything right, but something's going wrong. And you think they'd be able to learn from that, but unfortunately, between yesterday and today, I'm seeing the same Jitteria. They're clustering up, they're trying to go for the plant. The plant is at the forefront of their mind. Not clearing utilities, not clearing defenders, not okaying that the site is actually, you know, like open for the taking. They're not doing that. They're pushing in, thinking they can brute force the plant in somehow, and they've been losing. Their attack rounds, they've kept doing that over and over and over again. And really, I really hope that going into the second week, they look back at where they've been going wrong here. They keep doing this, and I really don't want them to, because at the end of the day, it just doesn't make for, you know, it doesn't make for a match that grabs you, you know? It doesn't make for a match that really hits you, that this is going to go this way, or I can't predict where this is going to go. Right now, JV, he's going to go for a bit of denial on that tower wall right there, bandit tricking the Excyrus pellets of the Hibana, somehow trying to steer clear. He's actually going to be allowed to. Where is the watch from below? How is he allowed to do this? Is he even going to get a kill from here? Not quite. The Hibana gets away before the bullets of the MP7 connect, but there you go. Just because utility is cleared doesn't mean that that area is open for the push. They haven't learned this. Once again, minute 37 into the round, just a little bit of utility clearance, not even the hard breach taken care of, tons of Excyrus pellets denied. JV is still alive, he still has a bandit battery waiting to make Ghost regret his decision of breaching closet wall, and you still have those goo mines. You still have defenders in fairly standard spots. I'm not sure what to say at this point.
Well, talking about the first frag, is going to be Blank taking out Gutsy immediately. And talking about L2K's line of attack, everyone is still in towards the side, and looks like Blank is going for that quick peek, and he will succeed for the third time. 3 repeats, and Blank gets one more, taking out God. And whether it is going to be a 3v5 situation, Shocking will be able to use that vertical line of sight, will be able to find the exact location of Legion, but misses the opportunity where Nos will be able to go for that quick rotate. Ash sees this, but no, that's a great shot coming in from Nos, taking out Shocking, putting it in a 2v5 situation. L2K looking so strong in the execute phase of the attackers, and JV have absolutely no idea on how to counter this at all. The Ace Salmon Breach charges will succeed opening up at least some of the walls on second floor, kids, and JV unfortunately gets taken down from the AK, goes to it to find out 1, but he needs to find 4 more on the side of L2K. The Trouble Shield still active. The Nos' Legion still alive, and also the Legion Goo Mines is still in effect. The attackers still haven't made a push. Fatals will deny one more, which goes down to Taurus. He's making his way in towards the trophy of the Bearing 9, and unfortunately gets taken down as well. L2K yet again winning round 5. Second floor kids Storm, and with it, we will proceed to round 6, the final round for Team L2K to be defending on map Oregon. But to be honest, for Team Jitteria, though, we've tried all they've tried all they can, but unfortunately they've been doing the same mistakes over and over again. They were losing a lot of drone works. They don't have enough amount of information whether to see that if Bandit is really going for a trick. And even with the vertical lines of sight being used to try to fend off the Bandit, it's not working out well. I mean, there isn't any particular roamers from L2K. They're just in towards the site, chilling, and they're just waiting for Jeterviha to complete their work just to get taken out from none other than L2K's players here. It's just not quite much to say here. Round 6, first floor meeting and kitchen site will be the side for Team Jeterviha to go for an attack. Will we see a very aggressive push, or will we see a methodical push just like we did see in basement laundry and second floor kids? I mean, I don't know. I have, like, even I'm as also as confused as Jack here. And I'm also trying to figure out a way on what JV can do at this specific moment. First, what they can do is to try to use IQ, at least bring in an IQ to try to get the Legion Goo mines, at least. Because if you cannot find the exact utilities on where it is, if you cannot have the perfect information via the drones, bringing in an IQ would be a best idea here to take out not just the bandit charges, but also the remaining gadgets in which L2K has. They're not bringing that one. They're just bringing in just the buck, in which Taurus just decide to bring that. And also, we have a total of 3 soft breaches here. No frag grenades. We have 2 smoke grenades, which will be brought in play. Nos will actually get some major damage from that wall bang, in which I believe that was from Ghost, who did... Actually, yeah, it is from Shocking, who will eventually go for that wall bang. Unfortunately, talking about L2K, though, they just like I said, this is absolutely chilling here. They're just waiting for the attacker to make their move, and they just immediately either get re-peeked or go for a quick way to get that kill. Talking about Shocking, though, he'll be able to get his first opportunity, taking out Nos, putting in a 5v4. An early kill, an early opportunity for JV to make their play, but they need to get their heads straight here. Even with the drone works, they do need to worry about some angles that being placed here. God will be able to get one more. That's a good opportunity here. JV goes down as well. And with that, they'll be able to get the control on second floor Kid's Storm. Blank, on the other hand, will be able to answer back, taking out Taurus right in towards the attic hatch here, while he's still holding in on first floor meeting. Will be very difficult though. All Jeter we have to do is just remove Blank, and they can go for a plant here. There is a chance. I know I've been saying this for around 4 to 5 rounds. There is a chance for JV to get it out, but L2K, they're just not giving them a chance at all. Whenever they see a mistake, they would immediately use that mistake as an advantage, and they just keep hitting them hard. With that, 1 minute will reduce, and Jeterviha still claiming the control on second floor. They're still figuring out a way to get in towards the site of first floor meeting.
All things considered, what we're seeing from the side of Liftikill right now is more of them really just being whatever. But Blank's not gonna let that continue for too long. He's gonna get one more. That is Shocking taken care of, and Mello is gonna take down God as a retaliation for Ghost finding a Blank, and there goes Ghost as well. Mello peeking through that rotate as Gutsy takes a lot of damage. That is so much damage from the evil eye of the Maestro. Once again, when you're pushing site, utilities like those need to be taken care of. Unfortunately, they haven't been. That's going to be another mark against Jeterviha. This round, their droning was a little better. Their push was just a little better. But then again, you have to consider that meeting is not a side that Liftikill really likes to go to too often per se. Today's match has just been one of those games where Liftikill have come here twice, and on both rounds they've sort of had a little bit of a struggle, as we will see in the instant replay. The round was much closer than some would say it ought to be, looking at both of these teams on paper. But at the same time, ladies and gentlemen, what can you say? There are just some sides that some teams, even at the very top, will not have, the best of times on. That could have been the round for JV to start turning things around. It could have been at least one round taken, but here we are. 6-0 is the scoreline going into the 7th round. L2K on match point, on attack, straight 6 rounds of defense. Even unlike ESM Super, who, sort of were a little bit more in a playful mood, I guess, yesterday. JV took 3 rounds against them. L2K, they're not letting them do that. They may play around in the initial phase of the round, but Liftikill, at the end of the day, they will shut them down. After all, clues in the name, as they say. They Liftikill, and they're doing just that. See, here's the thing. These sorts of matches is what produces these reactions from us as casters as well. Just to get real for a second here. Matches like these, excuse me, Arthur, when we began this game, just before we got into the match itself, I mentioned that this is a match that may or may not be entertaining depending on your perspective / persuasion. Unfortunately for the both of us, where we have to talk about things that a team is doing wrong, things that the other team is doing right, what they can change, what they can improve on, we could talk at length. Well, we have talked at length about Jirovia's mistakes. The issue is, they've made the same mistakes between yesterday's match on Cafe and today's match here on Oregon. There is almost zero difference other than a slight, I'd say like a 5% improvement in their droning. That's it. That has been Jirovia in the first week of Division 2. Not how anybody wants to see, well, not how most people would want to see a team that gets promoted play in the division stages. This time, however, we're seeing an interesting defensive strategy. Castle's going to be brought out, just to waste a little bit of utility right there, but shots are going to be fired through the newly broken castle barricade. That is Nos trying to do something through the armory corridor, at least take control of a trophy. That starts with removing Taurus from Attic, and I think Fatals with the Sam Fisher is trying to do that. Unfortunately, one of his cams didn't go through. The second one will. It's not been shot, but he needs to be careful about his flank. Left to kill, unfortunately, being a little less aware than they should be. Melo's going to take one. That's gutsy off the board, and Taurus goes down to blank as well. Speaking of him, is still peeking that trophy door. The castle going to come and find one, actually. Ghost gets JV, but Nos took down God in the meanwhile, leaving it all up to Shotgun and Ghost, the last two standing. Shotgun's trying to come up white stairs to give his teammates some support, while Blank still peeking that armory corridor door. Is trying to see if we can find the castle. Not going to do that just yet, as the concussives come in. Ghost is unfortunately in a sticky situation. Shotgun's got his back covered when it comes to the bedroom side of things, but he will actually go down instead. That's Mello coming in from the master bedroom. He will be the one to finish it off, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of an absolute sweep. A complete sweep by Team Live to Kill on the map of Oregon. It began, rather quickly, all things considered, and it ended rather quickly as well. Before you even know it, that's it. That's game, ladies and gentlemen. Live to Kill, 10 kills to Mello, 8 to Blank, and 7 to Ghost. I mean, how much else we can do from there? I'm pretty sure that our expressions right now are more than enough context required for how we feel about this match that unfortunately we can't quite express in words, because those would get the stream banned, and we kind of don't want that, So anyway, going into relive the moment in just a short while, we'll be talking about where both teams went wrong. I mean, Jirovia, man, why? Where's the droning? Where's the clearance? There was just a little bit more of that, as we'll see in Relive the Moment right now, actually. Droning, just a little bit more. They were doing it just a little bit better, but that's it. That's all that it is. Their improvement is not a marked one. Unlike other teams that we see in the division stages, this improvement is it's minimal, shall we say. And Jirovia just did not impress once again. Live to Kill were absolutely plain. The first round, sure, one could argue that maybe Live to Kill had some difficulty, but even then, even if you were to look at it from that angle, round 2 onwards, L2K just read into whatever was required. And Jirovia, they were being toyed with for, all intents and purposes. They did what they could, like Baba mentioned. They've brought out all the strats that they know of and all the strats that have worked before for them. But that's about the extent of where that ends for the side of Jirovia. Because while they may know a variety of strategies for Oregon, for Cafe, whatever map they're playing on, it's strategies that have worked in Div 3, but not that they won't work in Div 2. Because Division 2, you cannot afford to be repetitive. You cannot afford to do the same things over and over and over and over. And yet here we have an example of a team that, for whatever reason, while I understand, one day isn't exactly enough to improve by a lot, but put up a little bit more of a fight is something we see very commonly from Div 3 teams that have come up to Div 2 that weren't ready for the division, right? Like Throw Syndicate, we weren't exactly expecting them to completely light up our worlds, if you will. But they still put up a good fight against Live to Kill. They did what they could, and Live to Kill haven't exactly been in their best position as of recently as well. But as all 7 of these clips have shown you, Jiravuya is not one of those teams. And I took an example of a team that is here right now in this division. Throw Syndicate did better, despite their namesake, despite the name that they've chosen for themselves. Throw Syndicate is a team that we look at and we think, all right, they have potential. Whether or not they're ready for the second division is, yet to be determined. But Jiravuya, I'm sorry, they are not ready. They were not ready for Division 3 in the slightest. And they're going to have to do a ridiculously large amount of work if they want week 2 to be even remotely better than this, ladies and gentlemen. And it might sound like I'm being overly harsh, and I do apologize for that, Jiravuya. If you're watching, this stream in the future as a VOD review, I do apologize if I sound overly harsh, but at the end of the day, matches like these just make for a frustrating viewing experience, ladies and gentlemen. And at the end, and in that same vein, both myself, Baba, and our host here, Eisen, we're all viewers, right? We're watching this match at an admittedly closer angle than most of our viewers in chat, but we're also just watching the game. We're not influencing it, right? We're not changing anything about the match. We're just watching. And for us to really express ourselves, the match needs to be, good as well. Not even good, even a decent one we can work with. But Jiravuya really just absolutely unimpressive, as we will see in a quick moment right here, as we brought this new thing in yesterday, the whole standings thing for Season 4 Division 2. We're going to go into that in a short moment to look at where the teams stand at the end of the first week. And there we go. It's actually live on your screens right now. Vanquish Paradox Gaming will be taking top spot with a 14-round conversion, although, the instances that got them there aren't exactly, much to speak of. Team LTK following up in second, 6 points as well, 9 round conversion points to them. ESM at 6, and then you have Dauntless Red Vipers at 3 points, following them. Throw Syndicate, while they have lost both of their games, I'm sure that they've done some work. Clickbait, unfortunately, are, they're all the way down at the bottom alongside Jiravuya. Not the best showing for this team, but at the end of the day, that seems to be the theme for this last game, ladies and gentlemen. And that's about it. That's the standings taken care of. VPG leading the leaderboard, looking to get back into Div 1. Same with L2K and ESM Super, who will, I think, be making their first round in Div 1 should they win this season, of course. And with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here at the Esports Club Pro League for Rainbow Six Siege. From myself, Blackjack, joining me, my co-host Babagusta, and our admin Eisen, as we will be finishing things off here today. But fret not, even if this is a slightly, anticlimactic finish to the game of the night, we'll be coming back tomorrow with Division 1, starting on your screens with the excitement that comes with watching and casting the top tier of the region. And we'll see exactly how the new Division 1 shapes up in Season 4 tomorrow. And with that, we'll see you there. Stay tuned and good night.
We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want. This time I won't take it to the heart, 'cause I know we won't make it out. I've heard it all before. Yeah, tell me what you want. Let me hear that I'm the only one. You know that we won't make it out. We've heard it all before. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright, so let's move on. 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 We head for the sky, it's alright. Our wings wouldn't fly, it's alright. If we are crashing down again, pieces of love, it's alright. Scattered in mud, it's alright. You're giving me a lie again. And tell me what you want. This time